This is going to be a review for Black Bullet episodes 4 and 5 because I didn't do 4. I just watched 4 yesterday. I watched 4 today. I watched 5 today. So here's a review for episodes 4 and episode 5. Episode 4, holy shit. So this fucking arm and leg, and I think his eye is made out of uranium. Holy shit, that was fucking awesome. And he fucking fights the masked guy. Rentaro went in on this motherfucker. It was so badass. That fight was the shit. I mean, that shit, because I wasn't expecting his arm. Like, I said that shit, though. When I first started watching this, I was like, he's going to have some type of power that is just going to be the shit. Everybody keeps saying how he's, like, worthless, but it's going to turn out that he's not worthless, like, at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just the shit. You know what I'm saying? That fight was awesome or whatever. But then the sad part about this episode was that that little girl who was the initiator for the big guy with the sword, what was his name? It began with an S. She fought off a bunch of Gastria so that Inju and Rentaro could, like, kind of leave to go fight the masked man or whatever. And yeah, she died. Like, she was starting to turn into a Gastria, and Rentaro put her down like a dog. That shit made me sad. I was like, fuck. Like, I was saddened by that. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just kind of made friends with her. He acknowledged her as a human being, and then he had to kill her like a dog. I was like, damn, man, that was sad as hell. And then, during his fight with the masked guy, I don't know if he kills him or not, but he did beat him. Like, he kicked him. And then that's what the guy said, that he was like, am I going to die? Like, he kicked him in the face, and the mask, like, crunched inward. So I can only assume that his face crunched inward as well. So I was like, I don't know exactly if he's dead or not, but he's out of the picture at least for now. You know, even the initiator, the girl, they were just like, don't even worry about her. She's not an enemy anymore because she's not following the orders of that guy. So we can just leave her alone. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, you know, do what you do, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead. I mean, I would have killed her too, but you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do what you do. But even after all of this, there was still a level 5 Gastria that was released, and it happened to be the exact same one, the Scorpion, that plagued the world 10 years prior to the main storyline. And I was like, what the fuck is going to happen? And then, how, is the Ladder of Heaven something that's common in Japan? Is that a recurring theme in Japan? Because I've seen, I think, I watched something recently that had that same reference to a Ladder of Heaven. What the hell? Well, I'm trying to think that it was something that I just recently watched where the character said something. Oh, it was this anime called Susue no Garganta. Like, yeah, in that anime they had another weapon called the Ladder of Heaven. But in Black Bullet, the Gastria was a level 5, and it was the same one that plagued the world, and they needed something to, like, destroy it. So they summoned this thing called the Ladder to Heaven, which is like, it's like a giant missile type of thing. Like, it was a giant, like, aimed missile thing. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that could work, because its size was just like of gargantuan proportions. I was like, yeah, that can work. But then it didn't have any bullets in it. It had like no missiles, nothing to fire. It was no Varanium inside of this shit. So Rentaro kind of like make a sacrifice. He like disengages his arm and puts it into the machine as a source of like fuel, I guess, you know what I'm saying, to shoot at this Gastria. And he has to aim it himself though. And so he's starting to lose his confidence in being able to aim this thing himself. But Inju is there for him, and she's like, no, we got this. You're the only one who can do this. We got this. And he shoots it, and the Gastria dies, and the world is saved right away or whatever. But then, towards the end of this episode, I was like, oh my god, man, like, I'm starting to get sad now. I'm starting to worry. I'm starting to get sad. This anime itself seemed like it won't be a good ending. It doesn't seem like it. In the last part of this episode, Rentaro is talking to, her name is Satenshi, the area leader of that Tokyo area. I think her name is Satanshi. What the fuck is her name? Her name is, let me look it up real fast because I don't want to be an asshole. Her name is, yeah, Satenshi. I was right. Fuck yeah. Satenshi. I don't know what her real name is, but yeah, her name is Satenshi. Yeah. He was talking to her, and she was like, he told her, I saw what was in that box. It was a tricycle. The box that the masked man stole. The box that had that high fucking price on it. It was a child's toy. And so he was like, what exactly are the Gastry? And she was like, I can't tell you that. And then the last part of the episode, Rentaro asked Inju, did you go talk to the doctor? And he was like, yeah. Man, and Inju was like, yeah, I went and talked to her. He was like, what's your corrosion rate? And she was like 20 whatever the fuck. It hasn't went up, you know what I'm saying, like that much. But then we see on the doctor's computer that Inju's corrosion rate is like 42 point something %. And I was like, no, like they just said in this episode that at 50% corrosion rate, you know, they start to deteriorate and turn into the gastrics. I was like, oh no, like this is gonna be sad as fuck. And then the way that the plot is turning out, it's seeming like that all of the Gastria, like the level 5 Gastria, are just like humans who turn into them. I mean, we've seen humans turn into Gastria before, so it's like whatever. But the level 5s, it seemed like, are the children who turn into them. Like, if that's the case, it's gonna be sad as shit because it seems like Inju will eventually turn into one, and he might have to. Oh fuck, it's gonna be sad as shit. But that's how episode 4 ended, man. It was an awesome fucking episode. Episode 5 was awesome too. In episode 5, it starts off showing Kizara in the training dojo, and she just kind of, you know, doing the training with the sword and all that type of shit, and it's showing Rentaro training with Inju to work up on the speed and all that type of stuff. And they even managed to throw a joke in there when Inju went to do a high kick. She had on like a skirt, and apparently he could see where she did a high kick, panty shot, and all that type of stuff. And he was just kind of like, yeah, when you do a high kick, don't wear a skirt. And she was like, you know, you liked it. That made me laugh. That was kind of a genuine slip of a joke right there that made me laugh. But then, like, after that, though, it gets kind of serious because Kizaru tells Rentaro that she has a job for him and all that type of stuff, man. And Satenshi, the Tokyo area leader, has requested for him to be her bodyguard. And I have a question regarding this woman. Like, is she like human or something? Like, because she is like shockingly white. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's because her hair, you know what I'm saying, like next to that skin tone or whatever, but she looks like shockingly white. Whenever I see Satenshi, I'm just looking like, what exactly is her deal? Because she just seems like non-emotional for the most part. Except for this episode, she was kind of, you know, emotional, but she seems non-emotional for the most part. And again, she is like shockingly white, like to a high degree. Like, at first I thought it was just my computer. I was like, maybe the resolution of my computer is just high. Then I watched it on PlayStation, and I was like, no, this character is just alarmingly pale for some odd reason. But he has been requested to bodyguard her, and her own bodyguards didn't like that shit. They tried to get him to stop, and, you know, he had to put 4-5 on that ass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they had a little skirmish, and Rentaro had to handle it. And we meet a new character who is named Miyori Shiba, and she is the like student council president, and her parents' company is like Rentaro's sponsor in a way, because they're the ones who sent him the Varanium bullets and all that stuff or whatever. And yeah, she kind of has a crush on him, you know what I'm saying? You can already see that shit, you know. But her and Kizaru do not like each other, and it's probably because Kizaru also has feelings for Rentaro. So They have a little skirmish inside of his apartment, and again, another joke. He slips in the fact that he won't be able to get his deposit back. But during all this, he meets a girl outside of the Tokyo area, like mansion thing. He meets a little girl whose name is Tina Sprout. I'm glad that she has an American name because I remembered it like right away. I didn't even have to look it up. I remembered it, Tina Sprout. And she's a blonde-haired girl who seems to be. She says she's nocturnal, so during the daytime she has no energy, and she's taking like caffeine pills to stay awake and all that type of shit. And yeah, she is more than meets the eye. She's an assassin hired by someone to assassinate Satenchi. And I'm assuming that the person who hired her was the guy who they went to meet. I can't remember his name though. Let me see if I can look that up. What the fuck was his name? His name was. His name was Sogen Satake. Sogen. His name was Sogen. I want to say that she was hired by him. That's just my opinion, because his character was introduced at the same time hers was, and then when they went to go meet Sogen, he's talking all this crazy shit about how he wants to be like a ruler of this new Japan, and you know what I'm saying, how he wants to like stand tall. Like, yeah, he wants to be the dictator of like this new nation that's going to be born after the Gastria have been exterminated. Like, that's his ambition. And Rentaro and Satenchi both reject this notion and stand fast to their beliefs. And Rentaro and Satenchi have a moment in the car where she's, you know, saying that she wants to be one but still be free. She wants to remind everyone what Japan used to be. You know, we were all brothers looking into the same sky. And he's like, I believe in what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, but you just have to act better. You have to present yourself in a better way. It was weird though, because he was kind of being an asshole, but he was kind of like being sincere at the same time. He was like, you're an idiot, but I don't hate you. And I was like, what the fuck? I get what he was saying. I think he was saying like, I don't know if he meant truly an idiot. I want to say what he was saying was, you do shit your own way. You know what I'm saying? You go about doing stuff in various weird, fucked up ways, but I still believe in you, type of shit. So, but then, like, right after this, Andrew wakes up and they have a little banter, but she says, I have a bad feeling. And this was done so well. I like that it was done this way. Like, they kind of give you a side shot of the car traveling and the various buildings and all that type of stuff, right? And then you're looking at it as Rentaro's looking at it, and you just see like a faint glimmer, and then he ducks down to protect Satenchi from being shot by this sniper. And I'm just kind of like, well, that was cool that you saw the faint glimmer, because most of the time in animes, they'll actually show you the whole person, and then he'll be like, oh no, and then he'll jump down, and you know, the shot will be avoided. But this time it was like in real life. You just saw a faint glimmer, and then that was it. And he protects her from being assassinated this time. I don't know what's going to happen next time, but they get away from the area, and the rest of her bodyguards take her away to get some cover in the building. And then we see that the girl Tina Sprout was the one who fired the shots, and she's talking to someone on her little walkie-talkie thing, and she's like, I failed in this part, so I'm going to retrieve something and then retreat. So I was kind of like, okay, that's interesting. And then the person asked her, was a civil officer there. So that's why I'm assuming that it might be this Sogen guy, because he just automatically knew that a civil officer would be there. Why would he ask that question? He already knew, right? And she was like, yeah, but he was so far away that I couldn't see his face. So she doesn't know that it's Rentaro. I'm just curious as to, like, is this girl gonna be like in the story for a while, you know what I'm saying? Because if so, that'd be kind of cool, because she kind of knows Rentaro. They kind of met, had a back and forth. She has his number. So, like, is she going to be around for a while, or is she going to be another one that he's going to have to kill? That would be awkward. But yeah, that was the end of episode 5, man. This series is shaping up to be quite interesting. It is awesome. This series is quite awesome. I love the characters. I love that they managed to throw a bit of comedy into all this shit, even though it's like serious war moments going on, man. I'm just trying to decide right now, with them both being in episode 5, they kind of just, they the same amount of episodes. I'm trying to decide which series I like better, this, Black Bullets, or Goku Koku no Hilda. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this episode. Let me know what you think about the series as a whole. Let me know what you think about Tina's character. She's gonna stick around for a while, and you know what? Let me know what you think about that Sogen guy too, because like I said, I feel like he is the main antagonist of the series, the primary antagonist next to the Gastria. So let me know what you think about all that, man. This is Vash Stampede. I am signing out.